unfortunately misses out with that groin complaint. There's Danny Greystone with the puffer on. In his third season as MetroStars head coach, led them to 3 consecutive South Australian NPL premierships. And Mile Stajowski, he coached the Bulls to silverware last year in that upset Australia Cup final victory against Melbourne Victory. And we call Adelaide United the Australia Cup Kings. Maybe the Bulls have got claim to that title as well. They've won 2 out of 4 appearances in this competition, 50% strike rate, and every time they've made it to the quarterfinals, they have gone on to win the competition. Knocked out in the round of 16 in 2021 by Sydney FC, and then in 2023 in the round of 32. Who was that? That was by Campbelltown City out of the NPL South Australia. So there is some history for Macarthur getting beaten in South Australia. They want to avoid that here tonight. There's Cody Ostreich, the 21-year-old goalkeeper out of Queensland, signed last year on deadline day for the MetroStars. So the NPL South Australia Premiers meeting the 2-time Australia Cup champions in the round of 16 of the Australia Cup. Andy Harper, it's a mouth-watering matchup, this one.
Benny, how are you? Great to be in the seat for this one. MetroStars will be really flying the flag for the NPL clubs. They've got a great chance. Some very good players proven at this level. But tonight, they come up against a Macarthur team which, from go to woe, pick 1 to 11 to start the match. They look very, very strong indeed.
Well, it's one of the strongest looking A-League rosters at this early stage of the season. And the door potentially swings ajar. You win this one, play the winner of Newcastle Jets and Cooks Hill, and then in the semi-final, the winner of that clash will play an NPL side, because that's the all-NPL section of the draw. So what an opportunity presents for these two sides here tonight in South Australia. This is D'Angelo and Fortunato finding Lockie Barr, 42-time A-League men's player across Adelaide United and Perth Glory. Walls rode the bumps from Bernardo and Gow. McNamara up the line using their leading goal scorer this season, Windsor. And he manages to wriggle his way through, and very nearly MetroStars opening the scoring in the opening 3 minutes, and it was all from the wonderful work of Owen Windsor against the byline.
Yeah, the English journeyman, last of Leek FC in England, nearly springing a leak in the Macarthur defence.
I tell you what, I think our ears were blasted by the MetroStars fans with the horns. They are up and about here tonight. It was Cameron Woodfin, the American. Was actually playing in the American third tier with Chattanooga FC before making the move to MetroStars. And I'm told his dad, Dale, watches every match from his hometown over there in Old Hickory, Tennessee. So, beautiful. Dale, if you're watching, I hope you're enjoying the coverage here from Adelaide. Looking forward to seeing how your son performs here tonight on the national stage.
Well, clever from Visser. Left footer playing on the right wing for MetroStars. really caught the eye in their win against Canberra, Croatia, round of 32. Very dominant performance that by the MetroStars.
Well, he had a massive part to play, didn't he, in the first goal of Fortunato, and then was able to score the fourth goal to make it 4-0, seal their spot in the last 16. So Lockie Barr, key signing, making the return to MetroStars after the last A-League men's season with Perth Glory. Limited opportunity though for him. Here's Bratton, three-time Cup champion across his career, including last year, well, the last 2 years I should say, Sydney FC in 2023 and then Macarthur last year. Also won it in 2016 with City. Jackson Walls finding Barr with the throw. And free kick spotted here by Daniel Cook. So intriguingly coming into this one, the last two Australia Cup title holders, 2023 Sydney FC, knocked out the following year in 2024. And the previous Cup winners, Macarthur, to that, 2022, knocked out by Campbelltown, an NPL side. Could it be 3 in a row? That's the kind of history that MetroStars are staring down here as Gow slides it through. Lovely ball. And Chittadini across the face of goal. It is cleared by Callum Talbot, but it is all hands to the pump at the moment for the Bulls.
Great start for the MetroStars. Hamish Gow spreading the ball from the centre of the field out to their right-hand side and then joining in again and threading a beauty through to really cause consternation in the Bulls' defence.
So Gow again. I think the question on everyone's lips after watching him play in this competition, if you're an NPL South Australia fan, you no doubt have been watching him for years play for the MetroStars, just wondering why he hasn't got an opportunity at the A-League level. I was told by his coach Danny Greystone that a club in Hong Kong offered him a contract at the start of the year, but he wanted to stay at MetroStars and push for an opportunity in Australia in the A-League. Windsor again down to the byline, cutting it across the face of goal and headed off the line, that time by Politidis. Well, they were put under the pump for the first 5 minutes by SD Raiders, Macarthur in the round of 32, and from that moment they were very comfortable. But this is a really impressive start here from MetroStars. But now Macarthur with the opportunity on the break. Politidis. And Bernardo. Bratton pulling the strings in midfield, looking for a target, just couldn't quite find the run of Liam Rose. Midfield partner there of Luke Bratton, making a good forward run into the box. And let's check in for the first time tonight with Lucas Ronaldo, who's sidelined for us. Lucas, how are the conditions down there?
Evening, boys. Picked perfect, I think you'd say. There's a bit of rain apparently scheduled later, but at the moment you couldn't ask for much more. The last Australia Cup game we had here, which was Raiders playing against Cooks Hill, was absolutely freezing. Perfect conditions here. Artificial turf, of course. And I can say that Metro, speaking to everyone here today, there's a bit of quiet confidence, and maybe even a bit more than quiet confidence about them. They're really fancying their chances. 3 minor premierships in a row here. So they're really confident of a cup set. And speaking to Danny Greystone during the week, he said it's about time an NPL team finally goes all the way. And he basically said, why not us? So they're fairly confident they can pull off something special here, and they've started pretty well.
Yeah, thanks, Lucas. As we touched on before, it does somewhat open up the draw, because you win this, you're playing the winner of Jets and Cooks Hill, and then the semi-final will be against NPL opposition. So massive opportunity for the winner of this one to push on and do something special in the 12th edition of the Hahn Australia Cup. Caceres just couldn't wriggle free, and it spills for Gow. So just the 2 South Australian sides who have caused an Australia Cup set. This is going to be just a goal kick in the end. So Adelaide City, well, they were the first side to cause a cup set. They beat Western Sydney Wanderers 2014, and then Campbelltown City beat Macarthur in 2023 2-1. So the MetroStars, somewhat surprisingly, haven't caused a cup set. Probably one of the more impressive clubs in this competition not to have caused a cup set. The likes of Heidelberg, Oakley, South Melbourne, Apia, Leichhardt, Sydney United. Those clubs have caused cup sets. MetroStars probably one of the next best on the list that are yet to beat A-League opposition.
Well, they're doing a great job. A club that was formed in 1994, so they're older and bolder. Football clubs on the scene in Adelaide, but they've built assiduously. They've got a fantastic record. 4th or 5th time they've been on the national stage in the Cup. And I think this is a great barometer. We talk a lot about Adelaide football as a feeder system in general for the game, and the number of kids that come through at Adelaide United, which has been one of the headline stories over the years. Now, just how good are the MetroStars? 15 clear with 1 game to play to win the Premier League, or the league version of the Premier League in South Australia.
Here's Gow, shaped up for a moment from distance. Now he takes it on. And it wasn't far away, that from Hamish Gow. You do not want to invite him to shoot.
He started well. He's come into the game with a little bit of an injury cloud, and they've had a little bit of fixture congestion in the run into this match. But so far clear are they in the league that players have had a little bit of a breather here and there. Hamish was one of them. He started well here today. Question is, I guess, if there is anything in that doubt about him, how long he can last, but he's been pretty effective so far. Macarthur yet to get into any real rhythm at all.
Yeah, they were meant to play their most recent NPL South Australia match on Saturday night against Croydon Kings, but they shifted that to last Wednesday, a 4-0 win. And 15 points, as you said, Hups, at the top of the NPL South Australia. Danny Greystone was saying to me that that is bang on the record difference between first and second in the NPL, and they are very keen to increase that margin on the last weekend of the season. They play the Para Hills Knights on Friday night.
They've got a goal difference of plus 35. My recollection is that there's not another team in the comp with a goal difference in the positives.
Double figures. Yeah, you're right there. Conceded just 16 goals in 21 matches. The next best defence, to put that in perspective, 29 goals conceded. And that's Adelaide City, who are heavyweights in NPL South Australia.
Yeah, they're doing something right, very right. Clearly got a good coach. But
Well,
a lot of foundations were laid before he got there.
You know, it's a great point you make about the coach, because those probably may not remember. Back in 2018, Cairns FC, who that northern Queensland pocket of the Australia Cup, there was a slot basically allocated for those teams, and they really struggled for a number of years. Well, Cairns almost beat Sydney FC in 2018, bucking the trend. And who was the coach? Danny Greystone, when they made the round of 16. And he's come to MetroStars 2023, almost beat Melbourne City in the Cup. 3 consecutive premierships. He's a full-time coach, so he's also the technical director at MetroStars. What a job he's done so far.
Well, a great start here against, in A-League terms, current A-League terms, by name, Macarthur would have to be close to top of the pops for expectations. And look at the team they've put out at this point in proceedings.
Bratton up to the back post. D'Angelo nodding it away. And Krislovic on his side a throw. Made his senior debut against SD Raiders in the round of 32 alongside Tommy Uscock in that centre back role. Matt Yerman still unavailable for Macarthur. And here is some neat build-up down the left from the MetroStars. Flowing forward is Visser. Just couldn't quite find him. Gow back on the ball. Gee, they're playing with some confidence. And why wouldn't they be, the way they've performed this season? Lockie Barr gets caught up in an awkward position. He's going to have to get back, because Caceres is bearing down on goal. Now Bernardo, the Port Adelaide junior, slipping it across in front of Rose. Economides hooked away. And that's well done by Cameron Woodfin. And then gifted back to the Bulls. Gow again, after they harassed Macarthur to earn back the ball and unable to find Cittadini. But he is the man with the magic touch. Just 26 years of age, Hamish Gow. 10 goals this season, 47 in his career at MetroStars in 192 matches. Bernardo dropped it back for Bratton. Caceres smothering it for the Bulls, and now Rose. Gow, Woodfin. And Fortunato lost out in the 50-50. Bratton finally settled things down for Macarthur, allowed Rose some breathing room. Bernardo, early delivery. The flag comes up though. Against Bernardo, I believe. He had a chance to look all the way across the line. That's a frustrating one for the Bulls.
It came reasonably quickly to him though. Might have been caught a little unawares. I mean, it was Luke Bratton who had to turn out a pretty tight situation and thread that pass off balance. So you could forgive a player for not particularly be expecting it at that time. Promising sign for Macarthur despite the offside. It's a measure of how well MetroStars have started. They've been able to harass, close Macarthur down. They haven't had any time on the ball at all.
That tells you the tale, because A-League opposition, usually you would see them dominating possession. Well, MetroStars are showing they're right up for the test here. And as we've already touched on, this Macarthur side is littered with talent. This isn't like a youth team from Macarthur like Melbourne City put out in the Australia Cup in the round of 32. This is very, very close to what we'll likely see in round one. Of course, their new recruits, Gurjan and G, the Korean striker. They will be coming into the lineup at some point, but this is a team who you would expect to be able to deal with NPL opposition, as Gao earns a set piece. Well, they're the two creative influences. They're coming together, aren't they? Bratton and Gao pulling the strings for their respective sides. Woodfin, link with Windsor. Chittadini curling it across. Polatides clearance. And Walls cops some attention there and earns the whistle. Rose searching for the run of Sawyer. Not known for his speed, more his aerial presence, but he's held the ball up nicely there. And there's some nice footwork from Talbot. And the cross, a dangerous one. There just wasn't anyone at the back post, though, for the Bulls. Polatides plays the 1-2 with Bernardo. They found some room here, but just got his feet in a tangle with the ex-Melbourne City man. Daniel Cook eventually comes back for the free kick after having a good long think about it. Well, there he is, the Englishman, Danny Greystone. Previously academy coach at Melbourne Victory before coming to MetroStars from Macclesfield in England. Moved over here about 20 years ago. He's actually telling me he came over just on a boys' trip for a year, coming to Australia, and settled down in Sydney and didn't look back. Visser ran into a brick wall in the form of Uzcock. And now Windsor. Oh, Windsor! Is this going to be a free kick, or was that all fair? A 50-50 little battle there with Krislovic.
Well, he looks a handful, Windsor. He's got a nose for goal, clearly. Heavily left-footed. And just unable to set that up onto his left foot. Visser making a real nuisance of himself. And Krislovic reaching in fairly. Sebastian Krislovic, his dad, Tony, was a striker in the old NSL of significant repute. His cousin, Fabian, played for the Jack Jumpers in the NBL Championship. Now is with Melbourne United.
It's a sporting family, isn't it?
The height has helped.
I was just thinking, did he used to play against his dad in the backyard and he thought, I want to be a defender, I'm going to stop you scoring, Dad. Well, that's a poor giveaway. Straight into the path of one of the most damaging players in terms of speed, and Bernardo, he can slip a pass and almost did to Rose. Well, MetroStars have just invited this pressure from a poor pass in midfield. Polatides. And Gifted back by a player you wouldn't expect to do that in Bratton, but the pressure pays off again for the Bulls. So MetroStars dominating entries into the final third to start this match.
As good as their opening 25 minutes has been, MetroStars, I'm sure their fans are on the edge of the seat as far as nerves are concerned. When Macarthur do stick a couple of passes together and approach the final third and look to make that penetration, I think there's a collective gulp because of the quality that MetroStars have to see off if they're going to survive this. And as good as the start has been, they haven't been able to capitalise with a goal. And Macarthur slowly starting to grow more and more into the contest.
Here's Talbot. He got caught up there. He and Bratton, and now MetroStars. What can they manage here? Fortunato wanting to treasure possession for the moment, the MetroStars. D'Angelo. Long crossfield pass. It's absolutely pinpoint for the NPL South Australia Golden Boot leader in Windsor. Takes on Talbot, and Talbot wins out in the end. 14 goals he scored, Owen Windsor, in the NPL South Australia this season. 17 all told across all competitions. And Harps mentioned Leek Town, 7th division, I'm told, in the 7th tier in English football. Started his senior career at Cirencester Town back in 2018-19.
I think he's gone from Leek Town in the National Premier League.
He's played for Marine, who you might remember, they've had some decent runs in the FA Cup.
We've seen a Marine or two as well. National Premier League with Leek to the National Premier League with the MetroStars. So, very busy career moving around the lower leagues and non-league football. The man on screen there, Owen Windsor, has found a goal-scoring patch of form here, this club which is dominating this Adelaide scene, and so far at least close to dominating the highly fancied A-League opponents from Macarthur.
Well, important to note as well, Windsor was at West Brom when they were in the EPL 2019 to 2022. Didn't play. They're in the championship as well during that spell. He was loaned out to a few clubs, as is usually the case. Premier League clubs love to have a number of young players on their books who they put through the loan system to the lower leagues. Down the years. Bernardo accelerates through the gap. Unable to link with Talbot. That's really well done by Noah McNamara, product of the Adelaide United youth system. He slips the pass out in front of Woodfin, and now it's Visser. Very much a left-footed player. He just can't find the cross with the right boot.
That's very good from MetroStars. Very good. Noah McNamara doing brilliantly down at left fullback, launching the attack. Hamish Gow on the end of all this wins the free kick. Macarthur exposed again. They're not good enough to play out in their own possession. Foul thereafter conceded on Hamish Gow. An opportunity to attack directly. The Macarthur goal here for the MetroStars.
Well, this is a fascinating opportunity here. Danny Greystone just having a little peek Knowing that they have worked on these kind of moments at training. So Gow and Chittadini standing over it. Right-footed option in Chittadini, but it's the left-footed Gow who's curling it to the back post, nodded, or attempted to be nodded back across the face by Lockie Barr, but comes to nothing for the MetroStars.
I think he had enough presence there, Lockie Barr, to have made more of that header. Disappointing outcome.
And we're talking about academies producing players, clubs producing players, but what about MetroStars producing the likes of, or at least having on their books at some points in time, James Troisi, Shane Smelts, Travis Dodd, Michael Matriciani, the coach of the Melbourne City women's side at the moment. Fabian Barbiero, of course, Jason Spagnuolo. It's quite the list. It is quite the list that this club has produced, despite only being just over 30 years old. Well, this is their 30th year. They're celebrating their 30th anniversary in 2025. So what a year it would be if they can go deep in the Australia Cup. Bratton and Rose now with Caceres. So the two former Sydney teammates who won the Australia Cup with Sydney in 2023, reunited at Macarthur. Well, they had a little nibble there at Bernardo. He thought there was a free kick forthcoming. Not the case. And Gow slides it for Windsor. Dropping it back now for McNamara. And the cross is well overhit.
Well, it's a bit of a nothing outcome, actually. Bernardo didn't appeal against what some people thought was an infringement on him, and from that foundation, the MetroStars let themselves down a little bit. As the longer the game goes on, you think for them, the chance they're going to have for a big result tonight, Macarthur will just continue to grow into the game. That would be a reasonable expectation when you look at the experience and the quality in the Macarthur team. Not a foregone conclusion, of course. But the adage in football, and we've seen it so many times, you've got to make the most of your ascendancy whilst you have it.
Well, plenty of quality out there. The finishing in big moments. We know Harry Sawyer's done it before at NPL level. So big opportunity for him to step up. Chris Economides scored the match sealer for Melbourne victory in the 2021 Australia Cup final against the Mariners, but at times has found the going a little difficult, and with injury as well. So hopefully he can keep on the pitch this season. Bernardo, little dink up and over the top. The Adelaide boy, Bernardo, bearing down on goal. Of course, it was going to be him. The Port Adelaide junior, the former Adelaide United player, who opens the scoring for the Bulls. And it really came out of nothing.
Well, the moment of dread for MetroStars fans. A rather innocuous setting, really. Until Bernardo, whose start tonight has been a bit patchy. But he fixes that with a beautiful sequence to give his team the lead. Quietening the fans who perhaps used to cheer his name, and certainly that of his father. Cassio, as an Adelaide Red, Bernardo making the move to southwest Sydney and repaying in some measure with a beautiful goal, beautifully taken goal, great balance and control, great composure at the end of it.
So 1-0 to Macarthur. Just the 9 matches for him last year due to injury issues. Good to see him fully fit, though, to start the 2025-26 campaign. And that is what can happen against A-League opposition. Just ruthlessly efficient in front of goal. And Bernardo has 2 in 2 in the Australia Cup 2025. And this is a huge test for MetroStars now. Down 1-0. 2023 against Melbourne City, they led 1-0. Gow. And McNamara. Finding Barr. And Macarthur, they'll appreciate the opportunity to have another little dart on the counter-attack. MetroStars are going to have to be extremely careful now as they look to push forward for the equaliser. They've got so much pace in wide areas, the Bulls. And let's get back down to Lucas Ronaldo. Lucas, how are things on the sideline after that Macarthur opener?
It's getting a little bit more heated. As you say, boys, they were sort of building into the game quite nicely in Macarthur. Metro started pretty well, but I think they were sort of feeling themselves over the past sort of 20 minutes or so that they could cause that cup set, but now a bit more heat from the bench. One thing to note, one thing that Metro prides themselves on here is the spread they put on post-game. As might break for this if Owen Windsor can get onto it. But the spread that they put on post-game, those with good memory will remember Melbourne City didn't stay for it. That caused a bit of controversy a couple of years ago. Well, Macarthur have said they're not staying for it already. They got dinner booked at 10:30. Danny Greystone told me earlier this week that he was a bit annoyed with that. That means that they think they can get them done in 90 minutes, and he's using
Well, thank you, Lucas. Love that.
That's a good yarn picked up by Lucas.
Yeah. Well, I know one thing's for sure. I'll be hungry at about 10:30 tonight. It would be very, very interesting if things went very deep in this one tonight. But at the moment, Macarthur sitting in a 1-0 advantage. Captain Walls and Visser is not going to catch up with that. So how's the resolve? How's the resilience of this MetroStars team?
Well, you can already see on that stat possession, Macarthur have overtaken MetroStars the last time we were privy to that number. It was reflective of the positive start that the MetroStars had made, but they've been overhauled by the visitors. Excellent goal on the back of it too for Bernardo.
Well, things have just got a bit scratchy for the MetroStars. It could be 2-0. Well, it probably should have been. Bernardo, what a chance to make it 2-0. Ostrich, I should say Ostrich, the goalkeeper, was well positioned, but Bernardo just couldn't poke it either side or over the top. As Daniel Cook, is he going to hand out a yellow ticket here? He's having a chat. I just think it's a final warning. Crowd won't appreciate that. Well, they don't need much to get up in arms about, the MetroStars faithful. They just need a moment to get excited from their team. MetroStars also hunting the championship this season as Sawyer pulling wide. And across comes Barr. This will be a corner, though, for the Bulls. And Harry Sawyer will be licking his lips here at the thought of a set piece. It's like Land of the Giants. A set piece up against Macarthur. Harry Sawyer, 195 centimetres. Tommy Uscock as well. Not far off either. He's 196. I thought Sawyer would be taller, but pretty much the same height, those two. So some good targets here from the corner. It's deep towards Sawyer. And it's going to be a goal kick for the MetroStars. Out towards Visser. He's got some toe, but just saving the legs on that occasion.
But they can settle into some more consistent possession. They'll have sussed out that they've got a bit of an advantage down the near touch line with Visser versus Politidis. Been able really to get the supply line going consistently, to perhaps expose that more frequently. Use of the body there from Sawyer.
Look at Caceres. Look at that close ball control. That is mightily impressive. A lot of players give up possession in that moment. Instead, opportunity knocking here for the Bulls. And it's Caceres who may yet play a part in setting up another opportunity. Well, things over the last 20 minutes have just started to get a bit scratchy, haven't they, for the MetroStars? First 20 minutes, really solid start to this match. Last 20 minutes, they're just struggling to string passes together. Yeah, that's well in. And Anthony Caceres just saying, yep, got me there. That time though, Gow came up empty-handed. And Visser had to be careful, arms against his side. Economides. And Politidis, it opens up for Politidis. Oh, strike. Excellent save. It looked as though it was about to be 2-0 to the Bulls. And the MetroStars goalkeeper, who many have been singing the praises of this week, has pulled out a stunning stop. Note that moment down in the shadows of halftime. Could have well been 2-0 to the Bulls. MetroStars saved by their keeper. So final couple of minutes of regulation time in this first half. Caceres, Politidis. Returning it to Harry Politidis. Slipping it through for Rose, and Ostrike was quickly up and off his line. Chittadini and McNamara linking. And McNamara's pass into the path of Uzcock. Rose running it out in front of Economides. And Gout just did enough to disrupt Talbot. And then Uzcock came flying through there on Woodford. And Macarthur earned back the ball as Talbot slow to his feet. Back up now. A few willing challenges flying in before half time.
Bit ragged from the MetroStars though. Really, it's looking a long way off now for them. Things can change quickly, but the way things at the moment are shaping up, Macarthur getting into good touch. Running this one into half time.
That's neat from Windsor. They need a bit more of that. Shut down by Uzcock. They just seem to be just growing in confidence, Macarthur. Every challenge they win. A couple of minutes of additional time and another pass, just easy pickings for Bratton through midfield. They look like a side that just needs over the last 20-25 minutes or so. Gout picks it off for MetroStars. Chittadini has the run of Visser. He is lightning quick, Thomas Visser. He bears down on goal and he slides it across the face. Well, that, Andy Harper, is how quickly things can change, and it almost did for the MetroStars in the shadows of the break.
Good effort, good speed. Just get the feeling. I mean, he does a good job on his right foot, least preferred. He didn't direct himself at the goal with the space that was available and the pace advantage that he had, as he might have if it was sitting naturally on his left foot. He looked like, you know, when you get into those sort of situations and the ball and you're under pressure, defenders, you've got the better of them, but they're still closing in on you. If it's in the on your wrong side, it just tends to accentuate the advantage for the defender. And whilst he did get a good shot away slightly across the goal in the end, had that been the other side on his left foot, I reckon he hits the target.
Well, they can take some kind of solace from that chance right on the stroke of halftime, MetroStars, because it was a really tough second part of that first half. Macarthur really coming back into the contest, and it was the local boy, Bernardo, who scored the opening goal for the Bulls, the defending champions in the Australia Cup, leading at halftime at TK Shuttle Reserve. It is MetroStars 0, Macarthur FC 1. We're going to take a quick break, and we are going to be back with the halftime show right after this.
What are you doing?
We're planking.
It's because of our internet providers.
We're stuck in 2011.
Same slow internet speeds.
And high prices.
It's like a nightmare.
Enough planking. Superloop is a network purpose-built for the super-fast future of the internet. You are free.
Don't take it lying down, Australia. Refresh your internet.
You are free.
extend our thanks to Principal Name Hahn for their support of all clubs, participants and volunteers in the Hahn Australia Cup. Hahn loves to celebrate the on-field moments that will forge lifelong bonds and deliver the true magic of the cup. Football Australia also extends our appreciation to partners Superloop Networks and Qantas, Subway and MITRE for their ongoing support of the Hahn Australia Cup.
About there's a Simply by Saving, Beyond Bank Australia, just reading sponsors around the ground, industrial construction and scaffold.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we have our bars inside and outside. Next to the eastern pitch we have a bar available for you today. We also have our barbecue open, so make sure you go and attend and use the one on the outside as well.
Welcome back to Adelaide, where it is the MetroStars hosting Macarthur FC in the round of 16 of the Australia Cup. And it's Bernardo, the Port Adelaide Pirates junior, who put the Bulls ahead on 35 minutes after the MetroStars really pushed Macarthur for a good part of the first section of that first half, Andy Harper. But in the end, class just told.
In the end, it did. MetroStars just couldn't quite crack it when they had the run of the game, which they'd earned for themselves, and they played well for the opening stanza. And getting away from Sebastian Krislovic and two or three other close-ish calls. Macarthur took a while to get going, but they've got so much quality in the front part of the field that it was a matter of time if the MetroStars couldn't stem the flow. The forward run from Liam Rose nearly getting Lockie Barr embarrassed, but in the end Ostrike did a good job to defuse it without any pressure. Again, it was the MetroStars early who looked most likely. Hamish Gow setting the team up on two or three occasions and then firing high and wide on that occasion.
Harps, where did you feel like the first half hinged? Because there was almost that moment where MetroStars were playing really well first 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden Macarthur just flicked a switch and they just took control. I
think there was two or three moments when in the final third Macarthur had possession. A player or two was able to split 1v1. Here's Bernardo with the goal. It's beautiful work over the top of McNamara, who'd be disappointed with that, but it's a wonderful touch on the run and then great composure. Ironically, we had a moment a little bit later in front of goal, Bernardo, he lost the composure and shot straight to Ostrike. But Caceres was unsighted. Here's that moment, just spoken about. Rushed it pretty badly in the end. They probably could have been 2-0, and then Politides with a good shot coming up now, forcing great work out of Ostrike again. And I just think it was two or three moments when in the one-on-one situations the Bulls players got away, and maybe that just started to put the MetroStars collectively back on their heels. And Visser, who's been really good, got a lovely left foot. His right is serviceable, as we saw there, but not as convincing as his left foot.
How do MetroStars get themselves some more chances? You can see their XG, Macarthur, quite dominant. How do they create goal-scoring opportunities?
Well, if they've got it in the tank physically, they need to put pressure back on Macarthur. They started with a very vigorous press, enabled them to win some possession higher up the field. And Macarthur weren't quite ready to play, it seemed, at that point. A slower start from them resumption of the game in the second half, the MetroStars have to go to the same play and try and force the error. Don't let Macarthur get back into the rhythm, and see then if he can start climbing the mountain.
Well, let's hear from one of the MetroStars legends. He is downstairs with Lucas.
Watching on from the sidelines, what have you made of that first 45 minutes?
Yeah, great start from the lads. We came out pretty confidently, and yeah, I think we took control of the game there. They're just unfortunate we conceded a sort of a late goal towards the end of the half.
Like you say, you guys had your chances. What do you think the messaging will have been in the sheds after?
I think we just stick to our game plan and don't shy away from it. It's sort of worked most of the first half. Controlled a lot of possession, and I think they just found their rhythm there towards the end of the half. But we just got to go out and play. I think we've got the run in the legs. We'll just regroup and come out and kickstart where we.
Speaking of running the legs, how desperate are you for the boys to go through to try and get another game in the Australia Cup on this cup run?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love them to advance to the next round, just for the team itself, not so much for myself, but yeah, for the team, for the club. I think it'd be great to get to the next round and hopefully kick on.
Well, thanks to Fabian Barbiero there, the MetroStars legend, former Adelaide United player, one-time Socceroo as well. And of course, his side have got a big job to do in the second half. So tomorrow night, we've got some fixtures to look forward to. Olympic Kingsway, who knocked out Melbourne Victory in the round of 32, take on Brisbane City, travelling to the Sunshine State. And then Heidelberg United up against Western Sydney Wanderers. That is the feature match tomorrow night. That is a heavyweight contest. Western Sydney with a very strong looking squad this season. So all that and more to come. And then the final night of the round of 16 on Wednesday. So a big week of cup action coming your way. Alrighty, well, we're gonna have a quick break, and on the other side of this, we'll be back with the second half from South Australia. Welcome back to South Australia, where it is the MetroStars taking on Macarthur FC. Bernardo's goal, the difference between the two sides at halftime, which is a welcome boost for him, Halves, because he's had a little bit of a truncated start to his time at Macarthur. So what a start to his second season there.
Yeah, it's tough coming back from the type of injury he had. A little bit of rustiness. And then the confidence comes on the back of more and more minutes, and getting yourself through the movements again is a wonderful goal that he scored. Probably should have had a brace, but let's remember more the goal that he has scored to separate the teams. It was a beauty.
And MetroStars, who are making their way back out onto the ground now. They've lost just once this season. Big roar from their home fans. And you feel like the avenue for them, Visser, that chance right on the stroke of half-time. But Owen Windsor, when he's got his body in control and he's really been able to bump away from defenders, he has caused some havoc for Macarthur at the back.
Yeah, Visser, Windsor, Gow, of course, Fortunato off the bench. You know, they've got some firepower.
And there's the young 17-year-old backup goalkeeper, Alessandro De Santos, just warming up Cody Ostreich, who, yeah, I've been told this week that he is a talent, an absolute talent. He was signed from Lions in Queensland. He was actually playing in their reserves team last year. Danny Greystone was telling me he made his debut as a 17-year-old with Lions in NPL Queensland. I'm telling you, if you're making your debut as a 17-year-old as a goalkeeper, you're either a talent or you've got a chance because the goalkeeper's been sent off or something like that. And I'm going with talent because he's shown that already, Cody Ostreich. So Daniel Cook with a whistle to his mouth, and we're underway in the second half. Here at TK Shuttle Reserve, MetroStars looking to cause the 20th cup set in Australia Cup history, but they are going to have to climb a bit of a mountain in the second half. Come back from a goal down, Andy Harper.
Well, it all hinges on the start for them. If they can repeat the way they started the match, bring that into the start of the second half, they'll give themselves a chance.
Oh, and this is a problem. Harry Sawyer, the first chance of the second half, and it results in a goal for Macarthur. Lockie Barr was bumped away. And Chris Economides, well, he did not miss the top corner. What a finish that was, all class. And he's got 2 in 2 now to start the new season. And the Bulls could not have started the second half any better.
Amazing start to the second half. How good Lockie Barr just dealt with by Harrison Sawyer. Might as well not have been there, the central defender. Just made mincemeat of Lockie Barr, did Harrison Sawyer. Puts the ball on beautifully for Economides, whose finish is, one must say, emphatic. How good.
Well, I dare say that wasn't in the halftime message of Danny Greystone. And he looks frustrated, conceding a minute into the second half. And Macarthur, they have some real breathing room now. 2-0 lead on the road. And they have 1 foot in the quarterfinals. And remember what I mentioned pre-game, when Macarthur have made the quarterfinals, they've gone on and won this whole thing. 2022, 2024. So the winner of this taking on the winner of the Newcastle Derby. Is that what we're calling it, Halves?
Have to.
The Jets and Cooks Hill. I still can't believe Cooks Hill made it to the round of 16. I'm still in shock.
Well, they earned it. They earned their way through.
I think Lucas Ronaldo is as well. He called that game against Adelaide Croatia Raiders. It was some kind of upset from Chris Zoricic's team. And they're in action against the Jets on a Wednesday night. So D'Angelo, Jackson Walls. So massive, massive task for the MetroStars. How do they deal with this latest setback, conceding a second goal? We know they've scored 51 times in the NPL South Australia, an average of more than 3 goals a game. This is a different class though. D'Angelo. That is nowhere near the intended target. So far in the round of 16, Sydney FC knocking out Sydney United and Wellington Phoenix taking care of Nunawading. So A-League clubs sliding on through to the last 8 at the 2 times of asking so far, and could be an issue here for the Bulls. Daniel Cook is pulling out a yellow card for Harry Sawyer for the contact on Jackson Walls, and into the book he goes. Really just seemed to come out of absolute thin air, that. Macarthur up 2-0. Just probably unnecessary. Let's get down to the sideline with Lucas.
Yeah, boys, not too happy on the sidelines at that goal where they MetroStars. They were trying to claim a foul against Lockie Barr, but didn't seem too much in it from this side. And just on that one you mentioned about Cooks Hill, I think Cooks Hill were as shocked as anyone that went through in that one against Raiders, but Metro just knocked the stuffing out of them. Now they're getting their subs to warm up. They've got a lot of quality on the bench, like you mentioned, Harps. So we'll have to see if they can bring any of those guys on and make a difference, because now a big mountain to climb.
Lucas, do you have any info on referee Daniel Cook? He's sporting a black eye. What's doing there?
I assume it wasn't Danny Greystone, because he hasn't got to him yet. But we'll have to see if we can get any information from that from the fourth official.
So McNamara, it's a far cry, isn't it, from the first 20 minutes of this game, MetroStars. You really thought at that point they are up for this contest, right in the fight. And it's just been all downhill for them from that moment. But it only takes a goal. 2-0 lead. We know how dangerous it is. Windsor, leading goal scorer in the NPL South Australia, leading the line. 14 goals in that competition. They produced some classy goals against Canberra, Croatia. Woodfin to the back post. Big chance again, that time for Visser with the head. And then Macarthur able to run it away from danger. Macarthur just more efficient in front of goal.
Again, the ball came in, it was a nice one, and difficult one for Harry Politidis to deal with. Had a couple that he's had to confront like that this evening.
And Philip Curto was relatively flat-footed as well. Lockie Barr, his battle with Sawyer. Barr's able to hook it neatly there into the path of Gow, and now MetroStars, A little bit of room here for Visser to go toe-to-toe with Politidis, and Visser decides to take on Politidis, and unable to beat him eventually. Politidis returned it, and that was the kind of run that set up the opening goal against Canberra, Croatia for Fortunato, and that's just the difference in class, isn't it?
Well, he's looked like he could have got the better of Politidis in that first half a few times with a little bit more service. Here's a bit of trouble brewing again for the MetroStars.
Bar sticks a boot in, concede the corner.
Politidis defended that last one well, but if you're the MetroStars, you'd still be inclined to just feed Visser as much as you can. I reckon with his share of possession, he's going to win more than he's going to lose those 1v1 duels, and only take one of those successful efforts to link up with another support and they can get one of these goals back.
Caceres angled that cross in towards the tall timber of soil. That's nice from Woodford. And then at the last moment, it was Liam Rose who just nicked in and earned it back for the Bulls. Bratton, how about that? Poked it out the outside of the boot. And now Rose, the delivery, just a tad behind Economides. Oh, and here goes Visser. Problem here for Bratton. Oh, and here we go. And Bratton is shirt fronted by 3 MetroStars players, and he didn't get any support from his teammates, and then they realised, hang on a second, we better come across and help the captain. What was doing there? It was Bratton v 3 MetroStars. He basically had a shirt full of about 3 of them. Did Luke Bratton? D'Angelo goes into the book. Does anyone else get one as well? No.
Well, Bratton's got to get a yellow card surely for that. In fact, I think he was.
Yeah, Bratton did get a yellow card initially.
He was shown, yeah. And I think that's well refereed. There was no need. There's a clear yellow card. No need really. I mean, it was a trip, but it wasn't really particularly aggro. But maybe the MetroStars players, charge led by D'Angelo, we're all looking for some sort of spark.
Well, I was thinking that maybe Bratton being shirt fronted by 3 MetroStars would be a red rag to the Bulls, but it didn't seem like it. It was that delayed, the response, and then all of a sudden they went, hang on a second, what's doing? So, a little bit of spice here. Can we get a bit more in the form of a goal for MetroStars? This is the man who can provide. Visser. Barr and Gow. It's been a little bit quiet since the opening 20 minutes. It's Hamish Gow. Oh, how about that from Visser? Kept it moving. Chittadini couldn't slide it through. It's where they are at their best in those tight areas, MetroStars. We saw that in the round of 32. And this time goes against Harry Sawyer. We've got a change here, and this is Christian Satira replacing Jackson Fortunato. Satira, who is actually a youth product of Udinese, played a season with Triestina in the Serie C back in 2019. So Fortunato replaced. Now that was a straight swap in the round of 32 as well. It happened a little earlier though. Fortunato went off in the first half with concussion, so like for like, and Danny Greystone says it's a really important move, that one, to have Satira on the bench. Talented player to have on the pint. Well, he's going to have to step up here in the final half an hour or so. Somehow it stays inside the line for Caceres. Satira. And floated over the top. Woodfin and Curto gets all ball. Excellent goalkeeping, but MetroStars very nearly jerried open a crack in the Macarthur backline. They're just looking a little more dangerous, MetroStars, at the moment. Satira buzzing around in midfield.
That was a beautiful ball through for Woodfin, whose first touch was good. And then, having controlled the ball so beautifully, I think he just hesitated, didn't really have the conviction on how to nail that chance, and what a timely goal it might have been. But encouraging for MetroStars.
Again, Woodfin. This is better from MetroStars. Cittadini has defence. Backtracking. Almost deflected off Uzcock. It could have gone anywhere. McNamara. Oh, this is more like it from the home team. D'Angelo. That less so. Bernardo, down he goes for a free kick. That is rather aimless in the end from the Bulls. Cittadini couldn't crane the neck. Keep that one inside the line. Yeah, Cittadini has become more lively in this second half. The left winger for MetroStars, Macarthur. Quickly onto the counter-attack with Sawyer. Bernardo. And Rose. Bratton. Woodfin. And Gow just out-muscled by Caceres, who decided to unleash, but really was never going to trouble or strike. Visser just dropping it into midfield now. Satira. using the width on offer. McNamara. And Krislovic has to find the sideline. Another really solid performance at centre back from Seb Krislovic, a 19-year-old. Cittadini wins up. Getting across in, bounces back for Cittadini. Gow has all the avenues closed off, so he has to find McNamara. Cittadini has Talbot now backtracking. Curls it towards that back post where Visser was waiting. Spills for Walls. Hangs it up above Cittadini. And this will be a ball stroke Bernardo. He is copping it off the MetroStars fans over there in the corner, but he's having the last laugh at the moment. They're 2-0 up. And he scored the opening goal. Satira. Krislovic, important intervention. Talbot's header. And Woodfin, Gow brought it under control. Cittadini to Woodfin. And the American. Down to the byline, earns a corner. That'll do for MetroStars.
There's it lively, Woodfin.
Good little passage of the game. Continuing to build for MetroStars. Little change up from the corner routine. Woodfin and Gow. And the strike. Well, it could have gone anywhere there. Off the boot of Sawyer it was in the end. Another corner for MetroStars. It was well worked, the short corner. Former A-League goalkeeper of the year, Philip Curto, watching on, marshalling his defence. Gow appeals for handball. It is cleared away. Look to be too much to worry about for the Bulls. Ostrike. And Woodfin. Gow with some space. Hamish Gow. Curto smothered it. Gee, that was good goalkeeping because he wasn't sure of the bounce. And
maybe caught a bit surprised with the Hamish Gow right footer. He normally does most of his work with his left foot. Good contact. And the pressure off. Good period that for MetroStars. They'll take a lot of confidence out of that sequence of play.
It's just that goal. They just need that elusive goal. They get that, all of a sudden this place is going to absolutely go off. And there's still plenty of time left for MetroStars. Barr gets up, wins the header. Woodfin and Windsor maybe had a little bit more time and just gifted it back to the Bulls. Rose. Macarthur will be thinking if they can just ride this out, might be able to find a goal on the counter-attack and just set the seal on a spot in the quarterfinals. Barr sees the run of Visser. Politides swiftly across to knock it to safety momentarily.
Had a great second half. Politides defensively. Still, MetroStars haven't been able to direct as much ball out to their right side as they would have liked, but they've got a bit of a foothold now. And on the balance of play, when you look at the two goals they've conceded, both very good goals for Macarthur, but heavily aided and abetted by subpar defending. McNamara got caught in the first goal and Lockie Barr non-existent for the second. They're the two moments which separate the teams.
I'm sure that's the thing that will frustrate Danny Greystone and MetroStars the most, is that moments that were avoidable. And it was just ruthless efficiency in front of goal from Macarthur to finish the chances, but it didn't come from anything groundbreaking. Just punished MetroStars as Visser tried a little dink up and over the top of Politides, but Bratton covered his teammate. And another change is forthcoming. This is Zane Helwet, the 19-year-old product of the Bulls Academy, coming on for Bernardo. Made his senior debut off the bench against SD Raiders. He's been scoring for fun in the Football New South Wales League One. Can he continue that in the Australia Cup? Chittadini and Woodford will be MetroStars. And just through the legs of Gow. Satira. Just added some more stability into the midfield for MetroStars. Christian Satira. McNamara. Over towards Chittadini. Final 20 minutes here at TK Shutter Reserve in Adelaide. D'Angelo almost urged to shoot. Decided to pass. Maybe should have shot in the end because the pass was a poor one. McNamara. And Gow. Vis-a-vis Politides. It's a battle worth watching, and Politides is winning this arm wrestle. Two speedsters on the flank.
Well, he's won everything in the second half. Politides really good first half. Really good second half. First half he got exposed a couple of times under pressure 2 or 3 other times with the ball coming in from the other side of the field. No damage done, however. He's been really, really good this second half.
So Woodfin with the flick on.
Very busy, Woodfin. Impressively so.
Barr and McNamara. This is Chittadini. Satira tried to return it to Chittadini and did. Woodfin, a little bit of space, nudges it in front of Satira, but just a little too heavy. But again, Woodfin getting himself in some good areas.
He just couldn't quite pick the pass. But he's looking as likely as anyone in the MetroStars shirt. Psychology major out of East Tennessee State University.
I believe he holds the record for most goals at Mount Juliet High.
And that's saying something.
22 goals. I just love the name, Mount Juliet. It's fantastic.
In East Hickory. And then he goes and plays for Chattanooga. It's a great list of names.
It is. And there he is again, heavily involved in earning back possession for MetroStars.
Old Hickory, not East Hickory. Old Hickory's big rivals are East Hickory. Corner to come.
Corner. It will be.
They're building some pressure. Can they crack the resistance of Macarthur and give their home fans something to really bring them home with?
That man, Owen Windsor, he's been a little quiet in the second half. Their leading goal scorer this season. Needs to make himself known if they want to fight back here. The delivery is low and at the near post. Woodford. And now Visser. Back for Woodford. Trying to manufacture something. MetroStars. Man with the Midas touch in Gow. Chittadini. The cross. Dangerous enough. Uzcock with the header away. Spills for Visser. Woodford. Gow with his hands up. He can see the space in front of him, Hamish Gow. So he decides to have a shot. Just never really had the power or accuracy behind it. Time slipping through the hourglass for MetroStars, but still more than enough if they grab one. Satira. Gow calls it for McNamara. Chittadini just seem to be having the answers to everything MetroStars throw at them at the moment. Macarthur. D'Angelo, and that's too heavy for Satira.
That's a poor choice of pass. Didn't have to reward the run necessarily. Could have given the run the eye, but Satira probably comes up to the belly button of Sebastian Krislovic. The angle of the pass and the height differential was never going to work in the favour of the MetroStars.
Macarthur just happy at the moment to sit on this 2-0 lead. And they're doing really well defensively. Didn't concede against SD Raiders in the round of 32. Haven't conceded so far in this one. Sawyer scored in that win. Economides, and just not on the same wavelength yet with Caceres. No doubt that understanding will come. Nice from Woodford. Just managed to retain his footing. Visser. Referee allowing advantage to accrue for MetroStars. Gow. McNamara. Cross looks too deep and is.
Disappointing time to measure something a little bit more telling than that. The pressure off again for Macarthur, who've been forced to play shadow in the last 10 minutes or so. The game's basically been played exclusively in Macarthur's half in that period.
So Scott Nagel coming on, the 32-year-old defender. He's going to replace Christian D'Angelo. And Jake Porter, the Adelaide United youth product. His dad, of course, Socceroo, Joel Porter. But understandably, he wants to write his own history. Does the 19-year-old Jake Porter come through the red system? And now, this season, he's played 24 times with MetroStars, couple of goals for him. would put his name up in lights if he can haul back this 2-goal deficit. So Randazzo about to make his entrance. Ollie Randazzo on for Liam Rose. Played 4 matches in the A-League men's last year. Debuted back in November of last year against the Black Knights of Auckland. Satira and Walls. Just looking a little tired, that pass from MetroStars. And some good pressure applied by Chittadini, and it will result in just a goal kick in the end.
Just need a couple more contributors. Working hard physically are the MetroStars, but they just need a couple more contributors with the ball. Woodfin's been good. Gow is there prompting. Visser dangerous. Maybe a little more from McNamara down the left as the fullback overlapping. Chittadini the same. Just a couple more links in the chain to be a little bit more solid in possession, a little bit more of an aggressive offering.
Ball bouncing up awkwardly. Harry Sawyer getting up. Caceres is the overlap of Economides, who returns the favour. Caceres into the arms of Ostrike. They have committed numbers forward here, the ball, so Ostrike looking for the quick release. Oh! Now, this is a decision for Daniel Cook. There is no VAR. What colour is the card? It's yellow for Chris Levitt. It was as cynical as you will see.
Well, I think it's more just a tangle. I think it's a yellow card. He just gets himself in knots, Sebastian Krislovic. It's a clear foul.
Uzcock, the cover,
yeah,
so can't be a red card.
Well, there was never going to be a dog, so yellow card's the right outcome. The youngster got himself in knots. Windsor went base over. Can they convert something from this?
So Chittadini to the back post. The header is on top of the goal from Barr.
Would have been a nice one for Lockie Barr. Square the ledger somewhat on a personal note.
Curdo. And he's not too worried about those fans behind the goal. I'll say just look up at the scoreboard. So Satira in that little wrestle for possession. Randazzo. Well, that's neatly done by Ollie Randazzo. Almost able to slip the pass in behind Bratton. So can the Bulls find a third, which would seal a spot in the last 8? Caceres. Caceres flashes it across the face. Another goal scorer in the round of 32. Almost on the double to start the Australia Cup. Bernardo and Economides have repeated the dose from the round of 32. Caceres and Sawyer, the other goal scorers against the SD Raiders. And out comes Ostrike to deny Helware. Home fans urging them forward, urging them to continue to take this fight to the balls. Caceres decided against connecting with his old Sydney teammate in Cal Talbot. Curto. Brought down by Barr. They just have all the answers defensively, Macarthur. Well, they did, and Gow has been pinged here. And Bratton with the thumbs up towards the referee. Appreciated that call. Nice little 50-50 win there from Helwell, but earned back by Visser for MetroStars. Scott Nagel around the corner. It's been a frustrating night for Owen Windsor. Some good early moments, but since then, they really have slammed the door shut, the Macarthur defensive unit. So don't forget, tomorrow night in the Australia Cup, Heidelberg United up against Western Sydney, the feature match. Brisbane City taking on Olympic Kingsway, and then Wednesday to round out the round of 16. Mile Stajowski's team at the moment heading through to play the winner of Cooks Hill United and the Newcastle Jets. That'll be on Wednesday night, 7:30. South Melbourne and Auckland also on Wednesday night, as well as the all-NPL battle, Avondale and Apia Leichhardt. It is a heavyweight contest, that one, between two of the strongest NPL clubs in the country. So here comes Mitch Miller. He was a former junior state league player. Actually was picked up from amateur club Monarchs. His dad, you may remember, I know you remember, Harps, David Miller, played in the NSL as a goalkeeper. So can he throw himself about here, Mitch Miller? Just his third appearance of the season tonight. Good win there from Visser. Miller, strength on the ball, and here goes Tom Visser. Windsor. Visser. And Gow. So rain falls here at TK Shutter Reserve. McNamara just flashed it wide of the head of Miller.
A tough one for Miller. Nevertheless, the way McNamara delivered that ball, if Miller got anything onto that, you could imagine that arcing, in a difficult manner towards the goal for Philip Curto in the Macarthur sticks.
Would have been quite the moment for Miller. So Walter Scott, he's been on, or been part of an NPL side who has caused a cup set Apia Leichhardt a few years ago against Western Sydney Wanderers back in 2021. Now with the Bulls, won the competition with them last year. All problems here. Windsor was barreling down towards goal, and Curto's been collected. The whistle had already gone, so it was a passage of play, which in the end was going to come to nothing. Danny Greystone is unimpressed. I'm just wondering what the whistle initially went for.
Drifted offside. No one wins up.
Yeah, flag came up on the far side. And a little bit of grass burn there for Philip Curto. So almost into stoppage time. Windsor pokes it wide for Visser. Miller putting the pressure on. Visser just lost sight of it. So too did Porter. So it seems Mile Stojovski just urging a bit of calm here from his side. They've almost done the job. How much stoppage time have we got? 5 minutes. So a little bit of time remaining for some late drama. There was late drama here 2 years ago. Unfortunately, it wasn't the way of MetroStars. They conceded that late penalty to lose 2-1 to Melbourne City. Nagel. McNamara. And his feet right on the chalk there, Visser. Couldn't control it against the sideline. Frustrated look from the coach. Well, they're going to turn their focus to the championship, which they haven't been able to secure the last 2 years. They've won the premiership now 3 years in a row. Haven't been able to win the grand final the last 2 times around. So that's certainly a target for MetroStars in 2025. Such a difficult achievement, that one. Claiming the premiership, then going on and winning the grand final. Saw that in the A-League last year with Auckland FC. Not even reaching the decider. Macarthur will have an away match in the quarterfinals. They will be travelling to Newcastle. It's going to be Cooks Hill United or the Newcastle Jets. That will be their opposition. Quarterfinalists in 2022 and 2024, making the final on both occasions. So once they go deep into the Australia Cup, they usually make it count. Well, they have done so on the 2 previous occasions. And South Australia, a rarity for them, they're going to be left, as it stands currently, no sides in the Australia Cup quarterfinals. Usually there's an Adelaide United there. MetroStars have been there before. They've got Adelaide City have been strong, Campbelltown as well.
Well, they look back at this game, which is about to ultimately slip through their fingers, and they'll be disappointed with the nature of the goals conceded. They'll be respectful of the quality of the actual finishes, but the defending that enabled Macarthur, I should say, to get into those situations will be a source of real regret for MetroStars.
Politidis, powered that at the near post. Well, I think madness is too strong a word in terms of 2 moments of madness, but just 2 massive lapses from MetroStars. McNamara in the first, and then right at the commencement of the second half. They just could not afford to concede a second there. And in the end, that is where we sit right now, with just seconds remaining in stoppage time. Nagel's delivery. And the header. Well, what a chance laid on there for Mitch Miller. He's got himself about.
Yeah, he's been a handful since he's come on.
Tall timber. Challenging the heavyweights at the back for Macarthur. As the rain starts to pour down a little heavier. As predicted by Lucas Ronaldo earlier in the game, he's got
what
that
a
spot
talent!
on.
What a talent!
Meteorology as well.
Witty one-liners, meteorology.
And we're going to hear from him very soon with some post-match interviews. So Macarthur are through to the quarterfinals of the Australia Cup for the 3rd time in 5 seasons in this competition. And they take down the South Australian premiers. In the end, it was fairly comfortable. Economides and Bernardo, the goal scorers. Full time at TK Shutter Reserve in Adelaide. MetroStars 0. Macarthur FC 2. And in the end, Andy Harper, class told, and this is a
and just didn't quite have it in the final third. They showed promise, the MetroStars at home, for a big night to come, big result. They've certainly got quality in their team, and they've had a fantastic season in the state competition, but just not enough to get them over the line against a team which is sharpening in the favouritism for the Australia Cup. They look very good across, as far as a team sheet's concerned. There were some moments of very impressive football, and really where games of football are won in either penalty area, they did the job tonight. Macarthur, they'll be very happy. Milosavljevic is getting through. The MetroStars have shown this season, but they were more than capable of dealing with it. And Macarthur, and they get ready for the next round. Very, very impressive opportunity for them opening up.
So, road to the final for Macarthur. They will only have to play one other A-League men's side, and that is only Newcastle Jets. So if Newcastle Jets get bounced out, Macarthur, their path to the final would not involve A-League men's opposition. So that is a very juicy draw sitting in front of the Bulls. A shot at back-to-back Cooks Hill United. There's a disappointed Danny Greystone. As I mentioned, the focus now for the South Australian Premiers is on the final series after securing a third straight premiership, and Macarthur through to the last 8. 3 times in 5 years of the Australia Cup. They've certainly put a focus on this competition. Won it last year over Melbourne Victory, an upset. They beat Sydney United in 2022 2-0 in Parramatta. And we're going to get some reaction very, very soon. We're going to hear from that man Bernardo, who scored the opening goal back on home turf. Of course, played with Adelaide United. Played his youth football as well with Melbourne City, but began at Port Adelaide Pirates and then made the move to Macarthur for some great opportunity in 2024, where he's been since. He certainly has started this season superbly. So let's head down to Lucas, who's got one of the Macarthur Stars.
Bernardo, thanks for joining us tonight. We know how tricky these games can be. How pleased are you to get over the line?
Yeah, no, we're very pleased. Obviously, Metro are a good team. They made it very hard for us to stay in the game, but obviously we got the job done, and that's the most important part.
Happy with your own performance to get the goal, particularly in obviously your hometown.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm just happy to be playing minutes. Obviously, just got to stay consistent, keep fit, and then the rest will come.
And I think we saw you have a bit of fun with the celebration. We know when you're the hometown guy, sometimes you get a bit of extra attention over the fence. How good is that to silence a bit of the critics?
No, it's part of football. Obviously fans are going to be like that, but it's just part of the game. But that's it.
And now we know how successful you guys have been in this competition. How excited is this group to go on and potentially defend the crown?
Yeah, we're very excited. Obviously, one step at a time, just like tonight. And yeah, we just keep going, and then that's it.
Thanks, Bernardo. Well played tonight.
I appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks to Lucas Ronaldo. Thank you to Bernardo as well. Goal scorer in the round of 32 and in the round of 16 of the Australia Cup this year. Could not have started his season any better. Luke Bratton just has a little bit of a chat to the fans as we head back down to hear from the MetroStars side of things with Lucas.
Yeah, with the captain tonight, Jackson Walls. Jackson, how proud are you? The boys didn't get up, but it was a really strong performance, particularly that first half.
Yeah, disappointing, obviously, not to get the result, but I thought we played our football and we showcased what we're about. So yeah.
Are you very proud of the performance though, to have that and come so close? We spoke to a lot of the guys. It seemed like you guys were pretty confident coming into tonight. Are you impressed with how well you matched up against?
Yeah, I think we do the work and we back ourselves against A-League opposition, and they're a good outfit and they defended well. So we just couldn't break them down in the end, which was unfortunate. But no, we kept the ball well.
You've got a lot to play for still. Is that where the attention turns now to, of course, the final series? Get that monkey off the back particularly. We know how well you've done in the minor premiership, but to get that grand final?
Yeah, in big games, I think the grand final is obviously something we're looking forward to in a couple of weeks, and hopefully we can make it there. Got to make it past the semis yet, but no, we're looking forward to it.
Perfect. Thanks, Jackson. Bad luck tonight.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Thanks to Jackson Walls, the captain of the MetroStars, with Lucas Ronaldo. They're top 6 the finals in South Australia, so they'll get the first week off, and then two-legged semi-final to decide who makes the grand final in South Australia. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have got the highlights, and we are going to hear, we'll get some more reaction on the other side. You're watching the Hahn Australia Cup, where Macarthur FC have booked their place in the last 8 for the third time in their history.